Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Chat where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we continued doing the MSQ. I had a very rough start to my recording session of the day. Rather not talk about it. And in this episode we're going to go and just continue. We did save Raban though from imprisonment, so I suppose that's something. I'd not counted on Prioress, I don't know, Dublala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicions regarding the Sultana proved more prescient. Jesus. Use normal words, boy. Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Raban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters in Ul'dah. We couldn't have done it without you, Lynn. Thank you. Well, I think I already have. Well, I have, like, item level 130 stuff, so... Tataru? Yes, General Raban is now in safe hands. What, another assault? Very well. We shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Ravanians are preparing to resume their siege on the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Taropin and the others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard. Back to Ishgard. Blum blum blum. Blum. Boom. Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Raban short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city is awash with rumors of another Dravanian attack, and Lord Horsefant was desperate to get a hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so we'd better head in. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. As I'm sure you are now aware, the Ravanians are once more gathering for war. Mr. Sadair, Master Davir, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mr. Tataru contact you by the most direct means available. When the observations bells toll, it is a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers returning from the west claimed they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Nidhogg's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice, to remain in a besieged Ishgard or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decisions, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand. Though we flee to the ends of the world, it would seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her wary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from his town, but I for one grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Lynn? No. I would stay and fight. And fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandoned our allies in their hour of need. The choice we make this day will have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let's meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Iceheart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emeric. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
Oh, okay. We have chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emeric will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Dottari, I would ask that you remain at Fort Tom's Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Yes, sir. The congregation of our knights most heavenly. Some of these names are ridiculous. You would speak with the Lord Commander. Pray make it quick.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors. And unlike those massing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emeric, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then. Carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Having secured Sir Emeric's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you are ready, Estinian, let us be about our task.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
Oh. I actually disabled it, whatever.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Blurb. Bird up! Sorry. Before I set forth, we must needs inform Tatara of our plans. Then I shall await you at Saint Runet's Forum. Tell your friends we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come then, let us head back to Fort Tom's Manor.
Yeah.
Our course is set, Tatar. It may be some time before Lyd and I return to Ishgard. Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it is you, Tatar. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alphino. I made it specially. No. I couldn't possibly... Ugh. Very well. But a 12, it fits perfectly, and the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold. 'Twas the least I could do. Now, I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with the latest gossip. Best of luck on your journey. Where am I going? You said your farewells then? Ah, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Isael's movements, I propose to pick up the trail where she was encountered last. The Curthern Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. Right, to Falcon's Nest. Well, Mr. Sadair, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. You're Jade Dragoon, I know, of course, but I do not believe I've met this young man. This young gentleman. Alphino Lavio, at your service, and you are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I'm sure you're aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravanians gather for another assault. We believe that there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus have we come to Falcon's Nest in the hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements. I see. Then you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remaining of the heretic refuge at Gorgong Mills. That's possible. They have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Mrs. Adair knows well the place I speak of, for it was she who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol, while the two of you visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. A wise use of our time. Come then, I'm eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the heretic's lair. Alright. So we need to go all the way back there. Also, now that we have entered an area where there are ether currents, I can use this and it will tell me the general location of an ether currents. Also, basically all of the blue quests, like a lot of the blue quests around, will also give you ether currents. Like this one over here. Will give you an ether current. You have a moment to talk. A short while ago, one of the workers who passed the mail asked me to go and deal with some Mylodons that have been causing trouble. The Blackhound Bridge barely survived the calamity. It's in desperate need of repairs, but the upland Mylodons roam far too close to it. The craftsmen can't work safely. Someone needs to kill them. The Mylodons, that is, not the craftsmen. I'd asked the Dragoons to do it, but they're so busy it'd be weeks before they found the time. I'd do it myself, but there's so many of the beasts that I fear I'd be swarmed and outnumbered. You're a capable woman. Would you be so kind as to thin them out somewhat? If you were to kill, say, 3 of them, I think I'd be able to finish off the rest myself. Okay, so I need to go to the northwest first. First one I get. Well, it's right in front of my face. Now let's see. Ether currents. Yeah. Okay, so there are 4 out in the world, and there are 5 quests, which can give you ether currents. One of those quests, I am pretty dang sure. Holy shit, that's far away. I'm pretty dang sure that one of those quests is going to be the MSQ. They won't allow you to fly until you're done with the MSQ in an area. Also, when you're done with an MSQ in this, I'm not sure if this is actually a thing in this particular expansion or this part, but I think you would get increased movement speed, like yeah, increased mount speed once you finish the MSQ in a given area. To make it easier, you know, looking for the ether currents. Also, most of the ether currents will be like on your way, so like in your general path. Over here would be west, or like around this settlement, it would be. The compass would also react to the one that is closest by. So now it has, for instance, changed over to one that's all the way to the north, which I'm pretty dang sure is near Gorgon, Camille's. Gardar. Yes. These are technically the enemies I need, but I'd rather not fight them in a Fate. Right. Shorter! Not the flurry. Marathon executes the flurry rush. Oh no. I used arm sling by accident. That was a fat finger right there. There we go. That's one of them done. I should probably be like personalize my chocobo at some point. I like how I used it and then I instantly noticed it. Messages are there, our findings, you say. Well, there's something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. It would seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pests, or these pets ourselves, then. It's the simple, bare necessities. The beasts are slain then. My thanks, Mr. Thaler. We may return to our duties without to our duty without fear of mauling.
Yeah.
We also get the Alpha Minion.
Yeah.
You wish to track down Lady Iceheart. Is this not so? The records we have rediscovered ere those beasts mauled my comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager those epistles contained more than friendly salutations betwixt the lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divined some clue from these letters, or we wandered the snowfields and prayed that the gods lead us to Iceheart's door. There's hardly a choice at all. Oh, that was Astinian talking. I thought it was the expedition leader. Whoopsie. I didn't use his deep voice. Oh no. Oh no, he's hot. There should be a third one somewhere. Mayhaps upstairs? Yeah. Sneaky. Have you recovered much of the heretics' correspondence? What appears to be a record of past correspondences withheld between individuals regarded as heretics by Holy See. Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Levieur and Sir Astinian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here then? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorgon, Mills heretics and their fellows in Ak-Afa Amphitheater. Their request for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manner of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. Level up. Alright. Next thing we're gonna level up is Dark Knights. No, whoopsie. Hello. The Ak-Afa Amphitheater, the very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? If that is our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot be swiftly be crossed. Or, that is Astinian again. Jesus Christ, I need to, pay attention to who's talking. Now we must place our faith in the Ethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Moonbrida succeeded in recreating the Ak-Afa beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant Aetherite would only be temporarily viable. But given that the heretics of Gorgon Mill seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the Aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I am wrong, Astinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak Tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading into the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the Aetherite from this side of the wall? It should. Our Durandare posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Right, so let's go back over to Falcon's Nest and move from there. You've already killed 3 of them? Thank you ever so much. You're not injured, are you? Here, please take this. It's your cut of the fee from the work. Incidentally, did you happen to see the farm on the far side of the bridge? Those Myrtledons have made it difficult to access that area, and the bridge has been left to fall apart. After we repair the bridge, one day we might be able to rebuild that farm. And then all the way to the northwest. God dang it. What the hell is this place called again? Dusk Vigil, right. son of a bitch. By the way, if you're wondering, if you're in combat and you fall down a cliff, you will die from the fall damage. So, once you get noticed by enemies, you should just deal with them before you jump down anything. Because otherwise you may die, and that is not a fun situation. Because then you get to do all of this again. Because you don't have flying unlocked yet. Right. Ah, the guest of Heavensward Toms. Accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will. Assuming the Akafa beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. Duty calls. It calleth. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. I'm happy you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Dogs of Ishgard, it is not enough that you banish our beloved saint. Will you not be satisfied until the eyes are slick with the last drop of our blood? Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We only wish to speak with your mistress, that we might broker a peace. You think us fools, boy. It will take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us little choice. Come, brothers. May dragon wings bear us to victory. Defeat the heretics. Oh yeah, you're the one to kill. Is your healer? There we go. And then of course there would be more. Wow, we just did the dragon fire now. Nice.
Your guard is down.
Feels good. Still weird to me that they can turn into dragons. Go. And then more. Can I stun you? No. No, I can't. Okay, hello. That's a huge bitch! I thought it said wide-eyed mage, was like, no. But it is a wild-eyed mage. There we go. Yeah, they fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. see no sign. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart. Or that we have questioned one of them. What would you ask? Yes. What would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Justinian? I suspect it is the heretic's way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, it is thought that the Azure Dragoon of the Age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death, and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea's sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders began to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it. But you may be sure I speak true. Fascinating tale. We should make haste to this Ashen Isle. The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the Frozen Beast, however, there is another place I would visit first. I am told the convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Jantalot, may have information of use to us. Ah, but mayhap you are not familiar with that name either. The convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I am willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. If you are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know about our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. Right, time to make my way. All the way over there. Enjoying the atmosphere and the tunes. I love the fact that I know the lyrics to this song. I love it so much. Such a good freaking piece of music. It's a song that plays in the trailer, by the way. Well, part of it in any case. The song in the trailer is like a combination of a lot of different things. I was about to say, well no, that is a big mountain. I was about to say like, is it like a big cliff that I gotta climb to reach that camp? But I don't think so. I'm going to do this. 300 and some more yalms to the west. If I had to hazard a guess, it's probably going to be... Can I even like jump onto this? I seem to remember not being able to, I think. Yeah. Should go and walk around a little bit. Even more to the west, yep. It's most likely just in the convictory. Doublet. Let's go and get the Chocobo Keep. Just in case. Right. And then that's... Once again, I use the compass to find out that the thing is right in front of my face. I think the final one is most likely in this area over here near Banepool. Let's see. To the northwest. Yep. Well, what do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lass looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days here in the wild to claim your corpse. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I have seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of the wrist. And who are you to question my... By the Fury? That armor, that lance. The Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Jantalot, leader of the Convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart is it? I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourselves. Thank you, we shall. Then, Estinian, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Alright, mount speed. Actually, okay, now we just get the mount speed increased. Nice. Let's go and get these blue quests over here. I remember you. How could I forget? You're the last who was in the Azure Dragoon's company. Since you are here anyway, perhaps you might like to try your hand at a spell of hunting before you depart? See for yourself what life is for us. It's like for us, convictors. The Ravanian horde is stronger than you might expect. Unless you've been at it for years, like I have, I think it prudent to start with something simple, then work your way up to dragons. I suggest Rayums. Slay 3 of those, then come back here and consider the warm-up. Cowards, all of you. Have you no shame at all? Oh, I beg your... Wait, are you not Mr. Sadair, honored ward of House Mortant? Pray so lonely. Surely you will consider my request. Know you the Dusk Vigil, westernmost of the Citadel watchtowers, built to warn of the Horde's approach? 'Twas lost following the Calamity, another victim of the snows. Within the ruins lies a priceless treasure which must needs be reclaimed. I thought to enlist the services of these so-called dragon slayers, but it seems their courage is not as boundless as they would have you believe. But you, madam, you're not one to shy away from danger, am I right? Very good indeed. There is a sculpture of the Fury within the Dusk Vigil's chapel. An ice rondel is set in its helm. I would have you prize it free and deliver it to me. The Vigil is not difficult to find. Simply head north towards Mainpool until you come onto the gates. Knights may bar your passage, but you should explain who you are and they will grant you leave to enter. Alright. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with as many as you can, then. Nay, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every Redmaw, Vermaw, and Bertona that wanders in and out of camp? Are there any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea. Why a heretic could pass under my very nose, and I should be none the wiser. I hunted dragons, my dear lady. The big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. Let me go and deal with the Rayums, actually, for a moment. Can I even get up there, though? Yep. Yes. Sneaky. Right, I remember these ones, yeah. Slime boys. Mind you, don't ask me how I remember these. Because I sure as hell don't remember. A flying horse flies by. And no, it's not a Pegasus. Whee! So there's Rayums already, have you? How did you find them? Did they put up much of a fight? Good work, lass. Clearly the Azure Dragoon doesn't travel with mere amateurs. Sounds like those Rayums barely put up enough of a fight to be considered a proper warm-up. You clearly know what you're doing. If you want to try your hand at hunting some dragons, speak with me again sometime. I don't care for the moment. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go and bother Pierricat or someone? I have enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. It is no business of mine what folk do with themselves out there in the wilds. Something I can help you with, milady? Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself. But that ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. You'll be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking to the rest of these people. If it please, my lords, I am Pierricat. Or something. Pierricat. A soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear, see? No, it was by order of Sir Jantelot's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lowborn lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. Let me explain how Lady Iceheart was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretic stripe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the western highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. Is that so? Well then, I am minded to start a fire. We will indeed start that fire in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of this. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we are going to go and light a fire. And then I think at some point the game is going to want me to go over here, if I recall, and then we'll just go over to the direction of the Dusk Vigil at the same time. Goodbye.